And we are back, but we're not back. So hold on.
We're back.
Okay, so that's right time?
Yeah.
Okay. He'll edit that.
Aren't we someone?
Okay.
Glad you're here, Robin.
And we are back with all things employment on OneTalkNetwork.com. I am again Aaron Boyce.
And I am again Robin Rose-Haymer.
And again, Chanel Sadler.
Ashanti Tyson.
And
Again.
Right.
we have a new voice in the house.
We do. And you know, what is exciting is not just seeing old friends, but making new friends.
New friends are nice.
They're very nice. And so we have a very new friend here, Miss Melissa Washington. She's going to talk to us about Get Back to Work. This is the name of her book. Are you a first-time author?
I am.
First-time author, so welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
To the all book, all the time, all things employment.
I was going to say that, but I was going to use the voice.
That's why I said it first.
Okay.
Thank you, Robin. You saved this.
Smart and savvy real-world strategies to make your next career move. Are there any cavemen in this book?
No cavemen.
No cavemen. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
All right.
Aaron, I think at this point you're the only caveman.
Yep.
You know something? I'm proud of it. So let me start by saying that I love this book.
Thank you.
It is, first of all, it's written well. It's concise. Don't you love when people think that a book has to be War and Peace? You know what I mean? It's like, here's my book, boom, you know? But this is concise, and it gets straight to the heart of the matter, and I love this. If you were to go just to, page 5, first of all, it says, she has a quote from Confucius, and it says, choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. Wow.
Good quote.
You did not use that quote.
I have not used that quote.
All right. So we have 2 quotes today. Somebody should write down that quote.
I will write down that quote.
All right. Fantastic. And then it says 10 things to remember when you're looking for work. And I don't know if we're gonna get through all 10, but I just love file for unemployment benefits.
Absolutely.
Right? So why did you put that down as the very first thing?
Because so many people don't do it because they don't think that they qualify for it.
Okay.
So do it. I mean, they could say no, but at least do it.
Don't answer the phone if you do not recognize the number. You know, everybody walks around with cell phones, right? So don't answer the phone if you don't recognize the number.
Well, the reason I say that is a lot of times, you know, you could be changing your kid's diaper, you could be loading the car, and here's a recruiter calling you about a job. There's nothing worse if you got a crying baby or you got a TV in the background and you are not prepared. If somebody really wants to talk to you, they'll leave you a message and that way you can call them back and be better prepared for that call.
And Melissa Washington, she is the author. I have to use a sound effect for this. I do.
No, you don't. No,
I
you
do.
don't. It's
I
not
do.
required.
I don't know what it is.
Okay. So it says, when you are looking for work, remember that you are now instilled in marketing. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. I love that one. Okay, was that so bad? No.
I think that was your hearing aid going off.
Wow, that was cute. Okay, so tell us about that one.
Well, a lot of people don't realize when you are looking for work, you are selling and marketing yourself. And that's one of the things, too, is I ask people that are looking for work. One of the first things I say, do you have business cards? And they say, well, I don't need business cards. I don't have a job. But your job is to sell and market yourself to look for that next opportunity. So how does that? And that's what the book goes into, branding yourself, networking. That's all about sales and marketing. And for some people, that's very difficult to do. But you got to sell and market yourself. It's all about your brand.
So here's number 4. It says, don't let concerns about your age get in the way of applying for jobs you know you're qualified to do.
Please stop. You sound
So the translation of that is, don't let your age stop you from applying for jobs that you're qualified to do.
That's what I said.
Yeah, right.
You tried.
Absolutely. I feel that so many people, their age gets in the way of applying for jobs, or the age gets in their way of effectively going through an interview. So a lot of it, just leave it at the door. Don't let your age bother you, because a lot of people, there's discrimination of all sorts, whether it's ethnicity, the way you look, your height, your weight, all that stuff. So it's just something you need to overcome.
Write down 3 goals for you yourself on a piece of paper and post it in a place you'll see every day.
Absolutely. You got to keep motivated. So if you put goals, and then one goal could be to get a job, but the other 2 could be how you're going to get that job. A goal could be, okay, I'm going to attend 2 networking events this week, and I'm going to reach out to 3 potential employers. Have them be realistic goals.
I love this one because this one's called technology. Back in the old days, it was a little bit different, right? But this one says, carry a flash drive with your resume, cover letter, and references.
Absolutely. You never know when you might need it. I mean, you can, granted, even with smart technology now, you can have the cloud, and you can use Box or other apps and have your stuff on the phone, so you can easily transfer to someone. But just having that there, you never know when you might need it.
I'm going to skip number 7. Because I have a feeling we're going to come back to number 7. That's what I think. So we're going to go number 8. Stay current. Read trade publications, comment on industry blogs, and be aware of emerging technologies that may impact your career path.
Absolutely. I mean, if you've been out of work for even just a few months, you may not be up to date with technology, terminology. If you're out of work for a year, you can go back and the whole workforce has changed. But if you're keeping up on, reading publications, reading blog posting of what's going on in your industry, you'll be a better person that's interviewing for the position.
Number 9, technology has changed the way we look for work. So use
your smartphones, use apps. Pretty much whether it's a LinkedIn or a career builder, they all have apps. So using technology, absolutely.
But I like doing things the old-fashioned way.
Well, you can. There are probably still companies that do stuff the old-fashioned way.
Like that. And number 10, create a good, short response to this question. Why should I hire you?
Absolutely. And again, you're in sales and marketing, so you got to be ready to answer that. And most people aren't prepared. If I'm interviewing 5 candidates, and you're the only one that doesn't answer that, then I'm probably not going to hire you. So it's a very difficult answer for people to prepare for. But again, if you prepare, then you're on it.
So what we all want to know is this book as fantabulous as that one page? That one page can take you so many places.
Absolutely.
So tell us about the rest of the book, and tell us about why you decided to put this book out. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us so much. We all want to know.
Absolutely. Well, this book came from being laid off.
Wow.
Yes. So
Yes.
it does. I spent over 10 years in staffing and recruiting. I also served in the Navy and worked in sales. And in 2009, when the economy went boom, I got laid off, and I spent almost 2 years without paid work.
Wow.
So during that time, I went through a process of reinvention and was on a journey that I didn't know would take me sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
And I had another purpose in life, which I didn't realize at the time, which I realize now. And one of the things is my passion, and that's always people when you're in transition. People don't know what their passion is. They really have to think about it. Or my passion is this, but maybe it's that. My passion's always been helping others. So I thought about how can I take my passion helping others to hopefully get me back to work. And it evolved. So I got involved with the Job Seekers Group back in 2010. And one of the courses was how to utilize social media to find work. And again, this is 2010, so this is 4 years ago, and they're talking about how you use LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter to find jobs. So this is nothing new or earth-shattering. And so just so happens, I've been on LinkedIn now for 10 years. I was a 1,498th user. LinkedIn's been around for 11 years. And I started sharing, this is how you utilize LinkedIn. So pretty much the whole class came up to me after and said, can you show me how to use LinkedIn? Sure. So I started holding classes at my dining room table for free because I'm on unemployment. I can't take money. And I have a 2-hour workshop. I started on the dining room table. I had a projected my profile on the wall, and I show people how to use LinkedIn. So I continued doing that, continued looking for a job, realizing what I didn't want to do. And of course, there's a whole bunch of other things that happened during that time. But then I got with the Active Job Seekers America, which I'm still the current director. We have 3 groups here in the local Greater Sacramento area. I was the president of the Roseville chapter, created my own position of executive director, which I still have. But one of the things that was happening is, again, coming from the recruiting side, where I've interviewed thousands and thousands of people would ask me the same thing. Okay, I've done my resume, what else do I need to do? So I'd run off a list. Do you have business cards? Like I said before, they'd say no. Why do I need business cards? I don't have a job. Well, this is why you need a business card. And they'd ask them, do you have a LinkedIn profile? And they'd say, no, what is that? We need LinkedIn. And I'd say, do you have a personal introduction? No, elevator pitch, a branding statement? No. So, I would write off these things and I'd write them down. So then what I did, I said, you know what, I'm going to create a list. So these 5 things became almost 30 things, which is actually the appendix B in the back of my book. And I would hand this out. Pretty much it's changed a little bit over the last 4 years, and I give it out all the time. So these are things, being in the military and being also a military wife, you like checklists. I think it's easier, right? Because you already got enough going on, so it's easy to just have a little checklist. Okay, I've done this, I've done that. Okay, this is what I need to do each week. So I did that. And again, still looking for work, I decided to start my own business. There was a market for LinkedIn. People want to know more LinkedIn. And that's a critical thing, too, when I get up to speak to people, is you're starting a business, there's got to be a market for it. I mean, you can create the greatest thing, but if there's no market for it, nothing's going to happen. So there was a market for this LinkedIn training. And then I created my niche. Then people started calling me the LinkedIn Maven. And another, it just happened. And I started my own business. And I never believed people would pay for this, and it's 4 years later, and organizations are paying me to fly me to speak at conferences and talk. And I tell people, I never thought I'd be an author, never. And I never thought I'd be a professional speaker. But all this happened because I got laid off from my job.
Wow. Now, that's a very good story.
That's a very good story. We're talking with Melissa Washington, and we are All Things Employment on OneTalkNetwork.com. And Melissa, we're very excited to have the opportunity to know more. But before we forget what we forgot in the first quadrant, could you please let our audience know, if they wanted to be able to contact you, how can we do so?
Absolutely. You can go to my website, getbacktowork.biz. And from there, you can send me an email at helpyou@getbacktowork.biz. And that's the best way. If you're on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. You can find me on Pinterest. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn, Google+. I'm there. I practice what I preach.
I think that's very important, because there's a lot of people that will instruct you to do certain things, and they'll be like, oh yeah, you do it like this and you do it like that, and make sure that you follow step number 5 or whatever it is. And then you meet them personally, and it's like, wait a minute, you're not telling me the truth. You're not living by anything that you just made a presentation on. So I think all of us would appreciate that.
Absolutely. And that's a big thing too. It's like my LinkedIn profile. I see other people that train on LinkedIn. You go to their profile, I'm like, you're training someone how to do this, and yours is not even up to par. So, when you go to mine, it's very much up to par on there.
Well, I know that I skipped number 7 because we will be coming back to that. But number 7 is before applying for any position, always look up the company on LinkedIn to see who you know that works there. And I'm not going to ask you to comment on that, because we are so lucky that in our third half hour you will be doing a tutorial on LinkedIn. I'm so happy about that, because like I said, you're going to show me how to get my 2 into 1.
Absolutely.
But
I feel a merger coming on. An Aaron voice merger.
Wow. Okay, fine. I'm going to merge.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Aaron's cells will become one.
That sounds painful.
No. It's a gentle merging.
Maybe that would get me into the new millennium where I'll get back to work.
And that's a good segue, because I wanted to get back to Ashanti for just a minute, because we were remiss in the first half hour, and we did not ask you for your contact information. So if you would not mind, ma'am, could you please provide us with that information?
Of course. The best way to get a little synopsis of my book is to go to www.amazon.com/author/A. Tunson, and that is where you'll find a nice overview of the book and me and all the action I've been doing to promote. My email address is atunson4life@gmail.com, And I have actually launched a little promo sale of the book. So you can buy the book on Amazon, but you could definitely buy it from me a little cheaper. It's $5 for the print copy. And I've just put the ebooks on sale for 99 cents. So
Wow.
check it out where all ebooks are sold. And yeah.
And Ashanti, before we step away from your email address, is that A. Tunson the word for or the number for?
The number 4, thank you, Robin.
There we go.
Number 4.
At gmail.com. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. So we're back from our pause from the pause.
And Ashanti, you were an employee with Segment Employment Training Agency, correct?
I was.
And so I would bet that you can absolutely relate to a lot of the things that Ms. Melissa Washington is talking about.
I definitely can. I appreciate everything she's saying. I started out in our resource center where we basically received all the customers coming in, and that was my job, was to kind of tell them how to package themselves, how to brand themselves. And back in 1998, there definitely wasn't a LinkedIn, and there definitely weren't, some of the advancements we have now. But I could see if that was me now, that's what I'd be pitching to them. So I definitely agree with everything she shared.
It's interesting because I do awful lot of workshops also. One of the questions that I don't say I want to hate, too strong a word, but that I don't relish is when they say, oh, well, can you do a workshop on resumes and cover letters? It's like, who wants to do a workshop on resumes and cover letters,
Well, people still do, and that's kind of like somebody scratching on a chalkboard when someone says that to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's so much of a focus, and we need to get away from that.
Mm-hmm.
My last job, they never asked me for a resume. It was all because I knew someone. So eventually I feel, give it 5 years, I bet you the resume that we know it, and I even said in my book, will go away.
So what do you think will take its place? Because something has to represent you before they see you.
It could be your LinkedIn profile, it could be your blog, it could be your online presence, there could be something that pops up in the next couple years. Everything's going online. It's all about having that online brand and what your online reputation and managing that and what that looks like. So there is this shift.
Well, let me ask you this thing, because I still see value in both resume and the cover letter as, if nothing else, a document that shows your writing style and ability.
But who says it's your writing style?
Okay.
Right?
Okay. That's the point.
Right?
That's the point.
I mean, whether it's someone from CETA or EDD, or you're paying someone a couple $1,000s to write your resume, it's their writing style. It may be your background and experience, but it's their writing style.
Mm-hmm.
They could be creating that template that you're customizing, which you should be, of course, customizing your resume and cover letter piece. So it still is an important tool to have, but it's not the only tool to have. And I think people get so focused on that resume. I'll meet people looking for work, and they say, you know what, Melissa, all what you're saying is great about networking, but I can't go anywhere. My resume's not ready. And it's not one time I hear that. I hear that several times because people get so hung up because that's what everybody's telling them. You got to have your resume ready. You got to have your resume. Then they're not taking care of themselves, and that's my first chapter. They're not marketing themselves, all because of that piece of paper.
But I think that that's also an excuse why they can't get out. Oh, I can't get out because my resume's not ready. It's fair. They don't want to get out because that is the real world. Many people fear the real world. I was working at a college not too long ago, and clearly these were adults, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, and many of them absolutely did not, they'll tell you they're very sad when they have to leave school because they don't want to have to get out there and do what has to be done. I was inviting them to go out to networking, and many of them didn't want to go, and Miss Chanel wants to say something, so.
And you hit it right on the head. You said a lot of people don't want to go out. They make excuses, and that's true because if you really want something, then nothing can stop you. Nothing will get in the way. If there's a roadblock here, you're going to find a way around it if you really want it, depending on how bad that is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So saying that, it says get back to work. Do you have a section in the book, get back to work? Do you have a section that says get off your duff.
Absolutely. And I've actually had something that's trademark pending. It says, get up, dress up, and show up. Because if you don't, ain't nothing going to happen. Because sitting on the couch and crossing your fingers, praying, whatever you do, it don't work.
So, Melissa, you can also attest, yet another guest that can attest that jobs don't just show up on your doorstep, that you actually have to involve yourself in that process.
There are people that do believe that.
That's right. But you as an expert, an author, and now a professional, a working professional, can say from your experience that that actually does not happen. Jobs don't just show up on your
They
doorstep.
don't.
Okay.
And the reason I use the word work, you really don't hear me referred to as jobs or job seekers, because we're all looking for work. So granted, the work is like the umbrella, then you have the jobs, then you have consultants, and you have temps. So there's everything that encompasses what a job is. So having this get back to work, I have to look for work every day. I'm self-employed, I'm a business owner. You can probably, you gotta work, you gotta find how to sell your book. You're still looking for work. I still have to brand myself and network. Even in my business, I'm looking for work all the time. So all this applies. Again, even if you're looking to start your own business, there's a chapter in here about that. It all encompasses that. And again, if I just sat at home, I wouldn't be here, right? I mean,
right.
so right, you got to make it happen.
You know, for some reason, I'm in a storytelling type of mood.
Unfortunately, we are out of time for storytelling, Erin, because it's very important that Ashanti get an opportunity to wrap her book, and we have to talk about who's hiring, Erin, and then there is also Think About It. So I love your stories and can't wait till we hear another time.
But it won't be now.
But it won't be now. So
Okay.
Chanel,
Okay.
if you wouldn't mind giving us some information about who's hiring while we're on All Things Employment at OneTalkNetwork.com. I'm saying all of this so she can get her glasses on so she can see. Yay! There she is.
Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome.
All right, so Grand Staff is hiring, and it's for human resources account administrator, and it's entry level in Anaheim, California. One of the requirements, well, some of the requirements are college degree in business or liberal arts, program customer service experience in retail, some experience in human resource offices, file and record administration, be able to provide and assist in recruitment activities.
And that one's in Anaheim?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. And the last filing date is October 19th of this year, Erin.
Wonderful.
And where can we find that job?
We can find that on, all of these jobs will be on careerrookie.com.
CareerRookie.com.
Yes. And DirecTV is hiring, and that is in LA, and it's for a systems architect with advanced advertising, and this is a full-time opportunity. And you have to be able to work with businesses, with business partners, project management groups, and other stakeholders to develop architect roadmaps, translate business requirements into design strategies and patterns, facilitate and lead design reviews between cross-functional groups. And some of the requirements are have a bachelor's degree in engineering, computer science, or related subject, and at least 4 years experience in a fast-paced environment. And
Do you have a final filing date for that one?
oh yes, this month, October 22nd, 2014.
Fantastic. What we will do is pick up on the who's hiring in the next quadrant, because we want to say thank you very much to Ashanti Tunson for being here today. Absolutely glad to see you. Glad to catch up with you, girlfriend. And I'm happy that my new friend, Melissa Washington, is here. I'm very excited about your book.
Our new friend.
Our new friend, sorry. I was feeling very proprietary toward Melissa right there. We look forward to hearing more about what's going on and talking to you in our upcoming tutorial, so stick around.
Yep.
Fantastic. And what we have next is the illustrious, the illuminated, the lovely, no, not lovely,
Not lovely.
the intelligent.
I like that one.
Well, it was a stretch.
But you should
Okay.
get the lovely in it.
Erin Boyce has an opportunity for us to exercise our brains and think about it. So what have you got for us, Erin?
Well, think about this. There are 8 things for you to know before you go on the interview. 8 things that you should know before you go on the interview. Now, I always say the more you know, the more you flow. The more you're able to get up and go. So 8 things to know before you go on the interview. We're going to let you know what those 8 things are in our 4th quadrants.
Thank you for that, Aaron. And what we've got coming up next in our 3rd segment is a spotlight on. We'll be talking about things that are going on in the community. Melissa's going to be staying with us and providing our tutorial today on LinkedIn. So please pull up your profile, grab a pen, get a piece of paper. This is not to be missed. We, of course, will be having more jobs in the Who's Hiring, and Chanel will be back with her fantastic list. And we will be talking to you in 5.
All right.